And we welcome you to Malibu, California for West Coast Conference basketball. The 16th ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs, 27-2, coming in to face the Pepperdine Waves, 5-22. And inside Firestone Fieldhouse, thanks for joining us. I'm Darren Preston. Well, yeah, two teams that are just completely on the opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to the WCC standings. The Zags have won 21 straight basketball games. The Waves have lost their last 13. We know Pepperdine will be involved in the 8-9 game in the first round of the WCC tournament, and the Zags have already clinched that #1 seed. The Pepperdine Waves, they looked really good in the first half on Thursday night against Pacific, led it by 13, just couldn't continue it in the second half, dropped the game by 16, and the Zags defeated San Francisco by 25. Let's take a look at a couple of key players to watch today. Jane Waba did a wonderful job, especially in the first half on Thursday night. Almost got that double-double in the first quarter alone. She had 12 points and 10 rebounds as it turned out. She had 12 and 8 early in the game, and it was her 10th career double-double, 8 of those coming this year. Now number 4 in the conference in rebounding and the team leader at 7.7 rebounds a game, and now averages double digits on the season in scoring. Yvonne Ejim for Gonzaga, 33 straight double-digit games. That goes back to last year. She also has 10 double-doubles on the year, a first-team all-conference performer from a year ago. She is the youngest starter on the Zags, and she's a senior. That's because the other 4 starters for Gonzaga are grad students. It's a group that's played together now for a long time, and they are really, really good. Lisa Fortier, it's her best team. It's the first time she's ever gotten off to a 14-0 start in the conference. 5-time Coach of the Year. Kelsey Kaiser is the head coach for Pepperdine in her first season. So starting lineups coming up, and the opening tip-off from Firestone Fieldhouse. Number 16 team in the country in town to take on the Waves on ESPN+. Once again, good afternoon, everybody, from Firestone Fieldhouse. Opening tip-off, number 16 Gonzaga and Pepperdine, controlled by the Zags. They are going right to left. Gonzaga riding this 21-game winning streak, 27-2, 14-0 for the first time in the Lisa Fortier era, and they get off to a quick start 17 seconds in with Kaylee Trong. The Trong twins getting a start with Yvonne Ejim, number 1 in the conference in scoring, 3rd in rebounding. Brennan Maxwell on the court with Eliza Hollingsworth. It's been their same starting 5 for most of the season. 3-point attempt, no good. Missed by Addie Malone. Rebound Ejim, and Kaylee Trong running down the court. Kaylin Trong had the 19 points against the Waves back on February the 8th. That was a big win for the Zags at 83-46. A foul will be called underneath for Pepperdine. Addie Malone in the backcourt with Helena Friend, Jane Waba, Megan Harkey, and Maggie Vick also getting a start for Jane, her 28th consecutive start. The only way to start every game this year, averaging 10 points, 7.7 rebounds, 4th this week in rebounding in the conference. Baseline right. Ball will be inbounded by Kaylin Trong. Going to be poked away and retrieved near half court by Yvonne Ejim. This Zag team, they do everything well. In fact, they're in the nation's top 6 in several categories. There's Kaylee Trong with a floater over Malone, 4-0. Zags number 4 in the nation in assist to turnovers, number 5 in the nation in free throw percentage, exactly 80%. And they are shooting 49.2% from the floor. That is 6th best in the country. Maggie Vick, give and go underneath. Helena Friend, on the end line she goes, had her left foot there, and it'll go back to Gonzaga. Not only are the Zags riding this monstrous winning streak of 21 straight, hardly anything has been reasonably close. In fact, their closest game in the conference was last week, and they still won that by 13 points over Pacific. To the hole there, Brenna Maxwell, first 6 in the first 145 to the Bulldogs. One more to go in the regular season after this one, and the ball will be stolen in the passing lane. Kaylin Trong, up ahead it goes, Yvonne Ejim. And not the kind of start you had in mind against the machinery that is the Gonzaga Bulldogs. 8-0, 7:57 to go here in the first quarter on ESPN+. Back with you in Firestone Fieldhouse. First 8 points today for the Zags, ranked 16th in the country. Already 4 of 5 from the floor, and have capitalized a couple of times directly off Pepperdine turnovers. It was a wonderful first quarter on Thursday night. Got out in front 24-11. The Waves did over Pacific. Then a 29-point swing the rest of the way. And you just felt that momentum turn in the second quarter, and the second half altogether just was not the same. Here's Nicole Caton in, and she had her best game in a Pepperdine uniform, playing her for her 4th university. She had her first double-digit game. Yvonne Ejim with the easy steal. Not only does she lead the team in the conference in points, almost just as good of a player on that end of the floor. Leader in steals, that was her 40th of the year, and block shots. She's an all-around court player, Yvonne Ejim, number 15, and you could take your pick out there. They're all solid. They all average double digits, all 5 starters, just like Pacific. 10-0 here. Helena thought about the 3, defended out on the perimeter, lob it up high, goes to Harkey, put it on the deck one time, and get called for an offensive foul, although that might have been away from the ball. Yep, Jordan Ross, who just checked in. So that is going to be the second foul on the Waves. Not yet 3 minutes in. Zags already up double digits. All but one of their conference games have been won by more than 15 points. And a 13-point win as well last week over Pacific. Kaylee Trong dribbling between her legs. Ball poked away briefly, but recovered by Hollingsworth. Deep in the shot clock now with 6. Kaylin Trong launch a long-range shot, does not hit anything. You almost feel like you won't see a worse possession today than that one for Gonzaga. Kaylin Trong, 11.8 a game, and again had 19 against the Waves back on February 8th. Kaylee, her sister, averages 12. Brenna at 14, and then Yvonne Ejim, top 5 in several categories in the conference, including number 1 in scoring at 20.2 points per game. This team, Gonzaga, averages exactly 82 a night. 6.5 to go. Waves still looking to get on the board. Lisa Fortier in her 10th year at the helm of the Zags. 9 20-plus win seasons, 5-time Coach of the Year. This might, and on top of everything else, be her best team. First time they've been 14-0. And they can certainly have all the tools to make a deep run in the NC2A tournament. Trong puts on the brakes of the free throw line. Get it left side. It goes. Esther Little in for the first time. Little is a 6'2" junior guard out of Ipswich, England. Of their starters before Little came in, 4 grad students. Yvonne Ejim, who has been in the program a while now, she's actually the youngest, and it was just announced recently that she is coming back for her 5th year of eligibility. Number 15 out there, the leading scorer in the conference. Waves get a stop. Now it's about capitalizing on the other end, something they have not done yet. We have 5:45 to go in the first quarter. Caton driving to the hole, throw it up high off the window, almost got it to go, and a held ball situation. Arrow will favor the Waves to our right. Zags have won the last 13 over Pepperdine, 49-30 all time, including February 8th, an 83-46 decision. Harkey coming out, and Maggie Vick is back on. Jordan Ross, the freshman, double-double 2 games ago, stays on. Ball volleyballed a couple times. Last touch by Trong. And it'll stay with the Waves. Gonzaga gives up 61 a night. The Waves score 54.5 per game. Waba, throw it up, and that was off the block. Does not hit anything too long. Ejim up ahead to Kaylee Trong. Ejim, get it to Kaylin Trong. Also in now for the Zags is Maud Hybens, a 6'3" junior forward from the Netherlands, a Syracuse transfer. Putting on the brakes, Little, defended by Vick underneath Ejim, and losing both of their footings, Friend and Ejim, but Fred makes the nice defensive play, avoiding what would have been a sure bucket. Take a look at Helena here, working up against the top scorer in the WCC, preventing that bucket, and the Zags will have 7 to shoot, baseline right. Kaylee Trong inbound, quick inbound play, and an easy deuce for Brenna Maxwell. On the floating shot, it is 12-0. We've played half of the first quarter. Michael Caton get it to Maggie Vick. Elena Friend. Defended by Maxwell out on the perimeter. Goes to a right, loose handle. Vick recovers. Joran Ross setting a pick. Driving left side of the lane. Waba going to be denied, but gets the ball back and throws it up and in. Jane Waba takes 5 minutes and 18 seconds for the Waves to get on the board today. But Jane Waba is going to have a 3-point opportunity. Well done here against Maud Hybens. Double-digit score per game for Jane Waba. Averages a little bit over 10 per game. Had her 10th career double-double Thursday night. 8th of the season. And the Waves are finally on the board, 12-3, and a nice pressure defense there by Helena Friend, who takes it away and will jog it into the front court. The Waves did this Thursday night. It worked more often than not. And Pacific just stepped up their intensity and took over the ball game little by little after that first quarter. Maggie Vick, ball reversal out to the left. Helena, lob it in. Goes to Waba, 7 to shoot. Ross. And she throws it up and in, and that goes in over Maud Hybens. 5 in a row for Pepperdine. 3:55 first quarter. Maggie Vick takes it away in the front court, and the Waves are on the move. Numbers on defense. Caton wildly to Vick, and that's too bad because the Waves had everything they wanted, but an offensive foul. Caton gets charged with the foul, and that'll be the 4th on Pepperdine with 3:47 to go in quarter number 1. More pressure here. Zags with 3 seconds to clear it. They do. Kaylee Trong out on the right side. Of course, Gonzaga has already clinched the #1 seed for the WCC tournament. Starts March 7th. 12 days. The Waves will likely be the 9 seed, but either way, they will be in the 8-9 game at noon on that Thursday. Likely against San Diego. 3 on the clock. Baseline left. As the shot clock expires, it would not have counted anyway. And the Waves get another stop. Addie Malone is on. Michael Caton off. Here comes Harkins for Joran Ross. 12-5. Zags have now turned it over 3 times in the last 150. And they're 6 of 11 from the floor, 55%. Waves 2 for their first 8. And there's a carrying the ball in the backcourt violation on Malone. And first, not yet 7 minutes in, the Waves with 6 turnovers. Had 6 turnovers in the first quarter, actually, on Thursday, but you sure as heck didn't know it. The way that was played out in the first 10 minutes. Long 3, Maxwell comes up short. Maggie Vick up with the rebound. Up ahead it goes in the front court to Malone. Malone's got it. Get it to Maggie Vick. 2 other WCC games in action as we are, and then one later on tonight. Get you the rundown later. Waba in the key, right side, off the fingertips, and that's the stuff that just simply can't happen if you even want to be competitive in a game like this. 7th turnover, and that one completely unforced. Ibens get it to Kaylin Trong. Ibens sets a pick, and a 3-pointer is off the mark. That one missed by Hollingsworth and out of bounds. Go back to the Waves. Down 12-5, 2-11, quarter number 1. Doubleheader in this building today. Hope you're with us about 3 hours after the final horn to this one. 7 o'clock start in men's volleyball as the back end of a 2-match series. Stanford visiting the Waves. Pepperdine last night in a comeback 4-set win. Baseball in action today as well. Waba leaning in and throws it up and good. And the Pepperdine Waves, nice little run here against the number 16 team in the country. A 7-0 run to be exact over the last nearly 3 minutes. And the Waves looking to erase nearly all of that opening 12-0 lead for the Zags. If you score here, you would do so. And Harkey can hit that. Now that one is way off. We've seen her hit that quite a few times this year, but not close there. Zags still up a handful. And lob it in. Harkey nearly took it away, and a foul will be called as Hollingsworth hits the floor with 1:15 to go. So that puts the Waves over the limit. First on Harkey. Kaylee Trong is back on. Little will sit. And Hollingsworth to the line. We mentioned the Zags, the 5th best free throw shooting team in the country at 80%. As Hollingsworth knocks down that one. She is an outstanding free throw shooter. 45 for 53 on the year at 85%. Knocks down 2 very easily, 14-7. Operating as the point guard, Jane Waba. Play anywhere she wants on the floor. Vick gets out of the corner to Helena Friend. Back over to Maggie. Straight away Waba, going to her right, 7 to shoot, under a minute in the quarter. Leaning backward, no good from about 13. And Hollingsworth comes up with it. And into the front court. The Trong sisters take control. Kaylin going to her right. Up top Hollingsworth. Back to Kaylin Trong. Down low Ejum. Easy pickings. She gets 20 a game to lead the conference. She's got 6 and 4 rebounds in the quarter. Presumably last possession of it, 16-7. Vick coming this way. That could have been dangerous with 4. Helena Friend leaning in just behind the mid-post. Then it rattles in there for Helena as time expires. 10 minutes in the books. Could have been much worse. Down 12-0. Nearly 5.5 in. And the Waves managed to shave a little bit off of that big deficit early. 16-9. The number 16 team in the country in town on ESPN+. Back with you in Malibu, California. Back into this 2-game series in the regular season between 16th-ranked Gonzaga and Pepperdine. Darren Preston flying solo all day. Remember, men's volleyball at 7 o'clock tonight. Glad you're with us. Waves will have, after today, 7 days to think about their regular season finale against St. Mary's before the West Coast Conference tournament kicks in on March 7th. Away we go, quarter number 2. Yvonne Ejum out to the right side. 3-pointer is no good. However, a foul from behind the arc. And it will be on Helena Friend, her first. Neither side has hit a 3-pointer yet in this game, but 3 free throws are going to be coming up for Brenna Maxwell. And Gonzaga, the outstanding free throw shooting team that they are, and want to try to keep them off the line as much as possible. They are now 3 for 3. And Maxwell trying to make a 3 in a row. And that one does not go. 4 for their first 5 of the line, matching their season-long free throw shooting percentage, and the Waves will get it. Down 18-9. 5 points for Waba in the first quarter. 6 for Maxwell now, 6 for Ejum. Waba barely into the front court, being trapped. Addie Malone by herself with a block, and then on the trail, ball is laid up out in front of the basket by Megan Harkey. First bucket for her, 18-11. The Waves, there's no question about it, playing hard. Every possession underneath. Helena Friend up with it. No, Harkey follow up, counted and one. Didn't expect anything less in terms of the passion, the energy, the fight that Pepperdine's going to present today. No one, and I mean nobody, has had it easy the entire year against this team, coming in 27-2. And winning all their conference games by double digits, and all but one by more than 15. And we don't know how this is going to turn out, but you can absolutely see a fight in this Pepperdine team. 18-14, a minute into the second quarter, and there's a three-pointer by Maxwell. And that'll be the first 3 for either side in 8 total attempts. I'm going to put the Zags back up 7. 8:50 to go. Out on the perimeter, Helena Friend. Maggie Vick. Ball deflected and stolen. Leader in steals. Ejum. And coming back from behind, Maggie Vick. So a couple of times now, the Waves have defended her extremely well. You remember that great play that Fred had early in the game against Ejum. And now Vick gets one right here to swat it out of her hands and prevent her from going up. Kaylee Trong. Emerita Masher in for the first time. Trong launches a 3. And gets that. That's 2 for 7 now. Back-to-back threes for them. Kaylee Trong's got 7. Kaylin, who had 19 against the Waves the first time around, does not have any. Harkey underneath. Putting it up from the ball that was swatted out of Waba's hands. 2 minutes into the second. Waves are down 8. Trailed at 12-0. More than 5 minutes in today. And you thought it was just going to be an absolute rout right from the get-go. The game was tied for all of 16 seconds. Waves are down 12-0. But then, little by little, put the defense on another level, and defense started to lead it to a little bit of offense. Got the 9 points, made it a 7-point game after 1. Brought it down to as close as 4 a moment ago. Now it's at 8. Harkey will sit. Joran Ross is back on. Yvonne Ejum. Get it to the left corner for Kaylee Trong. Emerita Masher out there defending. Ejum out to Kaylin Trong. Launch a 3. Bingo. First points for number 14, Kaylin Trong. And now they're heating up from 3. They missed their first 6. Now they're 3 for 9, 27-16. Back up to double digits. Nicole Caton underneath. No good. Tough go at it. Up against Maud Hybens. Ejum underneath. That's good on the layup. Good look in. And now this is the biggest lead. Yeah. This team strikes quick. They strike often. And if you just have one little hiccup out there, they will make you pay. A moment ago, it was just a 4-point deficit. Now it's at 13. Ross, near that right elbow. That's good. Jordan Ross She's got 4. Hybens out to the right side. It goes to Kaylin Trong. Hybens wanted it down low. Instead, Ejim from 15. That'll go. So Yvonne Ejim is now in double digits. 5 for 7 from the floor. 10 points, 4 rebounds. Zags have now hit their last 3 to take that 13-point lead back. Ross, near 5-second call, and just as well, it is a turnover on an errant pass to Michael Caton. The Waves turn it over for the 9th time here in the first half. Gonzaga on the season, they are a 40.5% three-point shooting team. Outstanding shooting team. And they're just starting to heat things up. Knocking down 3 recent ones, and there's a foul on the dribble. 2 on Caton. So she will sit, and Addie Malone is in. Didn't see Ella Brubaker at all on Thursday night. Of course, Ella has gone really cold with that 3-point shot, but might be a matter of time. They put her back in there and see if they can get her confidence going again as Waves get the steal. Then Waba goes the distance, 31-20. Trong looking for another triple. That's short. And Waba, 3 on 2 now for the Waves. Waba left side in the corner and poked away by Yvonne Ejim. (11 to 10) points off turnovers for Gonzaga. Check that, 11 to 10 on the rebounding, 9 to 7 on the points off turnovers. Pretty close in that category so far. 16 to 14 in the paint. KK Brody at the top of the circle. Long range 3, friend no good. Kaylee Trong with the rebound. Up ahead into the front court goes Kaylee, number 11. Underneath, rolls around the rim, no good, and a rebound by the 4th best rebounder in the conference. Jordan Ross, 2 on 1 with Malone, put it up, no good. Rebound, Yvonne Ejim. 5th rebound for Ejim. Waves missing an opportunity there for sure to get it back down to single digits. 14-footer missed by Kaylee Trong. And KK Brody straight up defense. That's the block against Ejim.
Timeout on the floor.
And that'll bring us to a timeout on the floor. Gonzaga 31, Pepperdine 20 on ESPN+. Back with you with 4:16 to go before halftime. Gonzaga 31, Pepperdine 20. A couple of quick notes for the 16th ranked Zags. Brenna Maxwell has hit a 3-pointer today, and that means she has now hit one in all 30 of her starts this year. And then the other note would be for Yvonne Ejim. Took her, about a quarter and a half to get into double digits today. That for the 34th consecutive outing. Of course, going back to last year. Worse yet for everybody else in the conference. She's back next year as she will be using her 5th year of eligibility. Zags have it. Left angle, no good there by Ejim. Offensive rebound, now a tie-up between Maggie Vick and Maud Hybens. Alternating possession, it'll go to our right. With the Pepperdine Waves who try to get it down to single digits again. Zags have actually missed their last 5 and haven't scored in more than 2.5 minutes. So far in the quarter, 15 to 11, fairly close. Waves came out of the first quarter down 7 after that horrid start Malone, that's going to be blocked from distance, blocked by Hollingsworth, and the Zags push it up. Kaylin Trong poked away. Boy, very little to no complaints at all on that end of the floor for Pepperdine. They have made some outstanding plays here in the first half defensively. Helena Friend to the hole, blocked from behind by Maxwell. And Gonzaga comes back the other way. Wide open three. You can't do that against the sisters. They will nail it almost every time. Trong sisters, outstanding shooters. This group has played together for quite some time. 4 grad starters, 1 other senior. They've been together, and they're having just a remarkable season, maybe their best. And they're going to give a lot of teams problems in the postseason. 2:26 to go. The Waves should get a couple of free throws here, down 34-20. 2 fouls on Gonzaga as Kaylee Trong, who didn't sit long, replaces her sister. And then Hybens will also sit in favor of Esther Little. Little gets about 13 minutes a game. And Maggie Vick will be at the line. Vick with that miss is 10 for 13 at the free throw line. Someone who really needs to get to the line. More than she does. The Waves as a team, 66% free throw shooting team. And Kaylee Trong will jog it into the front court with a 13-point lead. Reasonable goal here, of course, for Pepperdine is to bring it back to single digits by halftime. See what direction this thing goes in the final 2:10. Little underneath, and great help defense by KK Brody. Unfortunately for the Waves, it does bounce out to Ejim. Right side, Kaylee, a wide open look. No good. Boy, that was a great defensive possession that was at one point very unlucky, and it turned out to be very lucky that Trong missed that three, which seemingly she'll knock down 9 out of 10. Ejim will knock it out of bounds here. Now the Waves have forced 6 turnovers, gotten 7 points out of it. 5 steals for Pepperdine in the game. A couple of nice blocks as well, and some great straight-up defense, at least 3 times that I can think of against the league's best scorer. Good feet by Jane Waba. Got to finish, though, on that. Little chippy underneath, and it does not go. Maxwell slashing to the lane and has it, I think, poked. I think Brody got a piece of that. And Jane Waba pushed it ahead. This is Haley Johnson in for the first time. Wide open three is no good, missed by Malone, and Kaylee Trong will track it down. So the Waves are getting stops, but we've seen this script before that while you're getting stops, not converting on the other end. And this has been kind of an opportunity to do that here as the Zags have gone cold in the closing seconds and beyond here in the second quarter. But the Waves aren't helping themselves out here to the right side. Waba just out of the key. Hits nothing, gets their own ball back somehow around 3 Zag uniforms. Malone off the window, that does not go. Missing opportunities continues. The Waves are nothing for their last 9 from the floor, 2 for their last 12. Seven seconds. Shot clock off, and a foul will be called with 5.3. It's on Malone. It is the 4th foul, so no free throws. Ross in, Harkey in. Zags are just 1 for their last 9 from the floor. Let's see how this plays out with 3. Reverse layup. That does not go. Rebound Harkey, and time will expire. So both teams end the first half very cold. Waves nothing for their last 9. Zags 1 for their last 10. Both teams nearing a 3-minute drought. And what it all amounts to, number 16 Gonzaga 34, Pepperdine 21. Coach Kelsey Kaiser coming up at the half on ESPN+. Halftime here at Firestone Fieldhouse. Number 16 Gonzaga visiting Pepperdine. Coach Kelsey Kaiser joining us. Let's go back to the Pacific game. First quarter was the best basketball I think I've seen in a long time, and not just because of the score, but how the team played. Looked very confident, moved the ball around. First 8 field goals went in the basket. How did you see the first quarter and the first half from your vantage point?
Yeah, I thought we played with a lot of energy, a lot of communication, a lot of talk, and then a lot of team, which is something we've been really pushing. Hey, play together, play together, play together. And we did it and saw ourselves succeed. So that helped them continue to do it. And we watched film on it yesterday and saw so many clips where all 5 people on the floor touched the ball, and then we got a great shot. And that transition to our defense then you saw us play with a lot of intensity, urgency, excitement with our defense, and man, it was really fun. Again, what's the challenge? We got to do it longer. We got to do it more often. The game is 40 minutes and not 10.
Yeah, and if we get that 10 minutes going forward, I think this team will be a tough out. But all right, so we get to quarter number 2, and we start to see glimpses of things that unfortunately came in the second half, but still led it into the locker room. The way you saw it, what changed on Pacific's end to kind of turn that script?
Yeah, I mean, we knew they would, but I thought they really increased their intensity. They started really jumping passing lanes, kind of making us uncomfortable, just being a lot more aggressive, and that in turn had us, start to turn the ball over, start to take more rush shots. Then I think as the score started to flip, you could just see the kind of the pressure that we felt and we took on, and then we started taking, more ISO shots or difficult shots, and it just went back to, not what we wanted or how we want to play.
I thought Nicole Caton had the best game in a Pepperdine uniform, and she is, of course, someone who's been around college basketball quite a long time now, and just talk about how she's improved and what it's meant to you for her to be in a Pepperdine uniform.
Yeah, her leadership is really appreciated. Just her energy, her competitive nature, her IQ out there, her communication with her team has heightened our play when she's out there. And so it's fun for her. I think she's someone who just loves the game, loves to compete. And one thing we keep saying is, hey, every time we get 40 minutes to play, we need to play and bring the most amount of energy, excitement, effort, passion to those 40 minutes. And Michael's leading us in doing that.
Well, there's one question left. Of course, we got to talk about the 16th ranked team in the country and just what makes them so good, and what is it going to take, not only for Pepperdine, but for anybody in this conference to even make a game with this team, much less beat them.
Yeah, the thing about them is they're so skilled, they're so deep, there's so many threats that they can just execute and score on you in a variety of different ways. They're also really experienced. All 5 of their starters have been together for 4 years now, and they play that way.
Yeah, 4 grad students and a senior expected in today's starting lineup. All right, that was Coach Kelsey Kaiser at halftime as Pepperdine is hosting number 16 Gonzaga. Second half coming up, brought to you by the University Credit Union on ESPN+. Halftime here at Firestone Fieldhouse on the Pepperdine campus. It finds 16th ranked Gonzaga leading Pepperdine 34-21. Waves were down 12-0, nearly 5.5 minutes into the game. Came back, brought it to within 4, but then it went the other way again. Zags by 13. Yvonne Ejim, her 34th consecutive double-digit game, 10 points, 7 rebounds, nearly a first-half double-double. Kaylee Trong, 7 points, 3 rebounds, a couple of assists. And then Jane Waba, already with 12 for Pepperdine, 12 of the 21, 5 rebounds. Megan Harkey with 7 and 3. 34-21, Zags at halftime on ESPN+. Halftime here at Firestone. Quick correction on the scoring. Both Harkey and Jane Waba with 7 points apiece to share the Pepperdine lead. In scoring, the Zags do have a lead of 34-21, looking to run their record to 15-0 with one to play in the conference. And let's go to our Ticket Smarter Smart Play of the game. It is going to be Kaylee Trong. Emery Masher defending, and then a nice pick by Ejum. Trong nails the three. And that was one of 4 triples in the first half, slightly under their season average, but they did hit 4 in 12 tries. Kaylee Trong had 7 in the first half, 1 for 2 from distance. That is our Ticket Smarter Smart Play of the game. These two teams, though, were a combined 1 for 19 from the floor to finish the first half on ESPN+. Halftime at Firestone Fieldhouse in Malibu finds the 16th ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs leading Pepperdine 34-21. Took all of 16 seconds today for the Zags to get on the board and build a 12-0 lead. They have not been caught. 10 points already for Yvonne Ejum for Gonzaga, her 34th consecutive double-digit game. Let's go to some highlights of the first half. Here is Kaylee Trong, number 11, 7 points, 3 rebounds, couple of assists. Goes to her left and throws it in with her left. Jordan Ross off the bench. Nice little lean away there against Hybens off the bench. And then Harkey in a starting role today gets the deuce. Harkey had 7. That, again, matched Waba for a first half high. And then our Ticket Smarter Smart Play of the game a moment ago, Kaylee Trong with the triple. And that's where we're at, 34-21 in favor of Gonzaga. Each side will have one game remaining in the regular season after today as we go to our halftime stats and team comparison presented by Rusnak BMW. And again, on the defensive side of things, it hasn't been terrible by any means for the Waves. Some of these stats are almost even, right? I mean, the rebounding is not bad. 21-17, down 4 there. Points in the paint virtually even at 16-14. So the Waves continue to work hard, not getting killed on the second chance opportunities. Just the difference is the Zags have made 4 threes to none for the Waves, and on the offensive side of the ball, the Waves are just not getting shots to go, and that's kind of been a theme on the season. 34-21 at the break, ESPN+.
Family value.
And once again, welcome back. About 30 seconds before the start of the second half here at Firestone. A reminder, 7 o'clock tonight, men's volleyball. Number 5, Stanford visiting the Pepperdine Waves. Waves upset them last night in 4 and a comeback win. Hope you're with us right here on ESPN Plus at 7. Zags up 13 to start the second half, and they will put their starters on the floor. 4 grad students and a senior in their starting lineup again today. It's been like that for all of 3 games, all but 3 games for them in 2023-24. And the Waves will put Jordan Ross on the floor to begin the third quarter, along with Michael Caton. So we got 3 Pepperdine starters out there. Straightaway 3, that is a swish. What a shot by Brenna Maxwell. 81 three-pointers on the year. That is a tough shot. She's had at least 1 in all 30 of her games. That's how the third quarter begins. Caton get it out to Jane Waba. Waves are now down by a game-high 16. Looking for the lob in, but Ejum is right there, right in front of Ross. No need to throw that at all. Kaylee, wide open 3, no good shorts. Harkey trying to get position. Ball ricochets out to Ross in turn. Outlet it out to Jane Waba. Nicole Caton with all the right moves, no finish. Ball's loose on the floor, picked up and taken away. Reverse there, and Jordan Ross connects. So the Waves stay with it and get the finish. Ejum left baseline. Working on Harkey. Blocked by Harkey. Up ahead, Waba. Coach Fortier wanted a foul on that last one. Harkey using her height to win that battle. Looking to get it down to 11 or 12 on this trip. Harkey, long two. Yes, we know she can hit those. She's done plenty. And it's down to 12. It's interesting that right now, in a simple math, it's that 12-0 start that's doing it right now. Take away that 12-0 start, it's an even ball game. Of course, who knows how things would have played out if not for that. But that's the difference right now. And then Kaylee Trong proceeds to hit another three. The Zags are now 6 for 15 from distance, and now right at their season average in three-point shooting, 40%. Ball stolen. Kaylin Trong jogging it up for the black and white. Left side three to her sister. Bury another one. Kaylee Trong, 3 for 5 from distance. Team is 7 of 16 from 3. Trong with 13. Maxwell with 12. Ejim with 10. We'll step aside. Zags by 18 on ESPN+. 7:37 to go in the third quarter. Gonzaga with 9 of the first 13 points in the second half. In the last 6, Kaylee Trong is starting to heat it up. 13 and 3 triples, 43-25. Helena Friend in the corner gets out of it to Jordan Ross. Looking for Harkey, but standing right there is Hollingsworth. That's an easy takeaway for Gonzaga. Hollingsworth is 6'3". Kind of a big girl to get one by like that in the middle. She's got it up top. Yvonne Ejim with 7. Right side it goes. Kaylin Trong. Ejim for 3. No good. Rebound is off to Jane Waba. Ejim is not a three-point shooter. That's one thing she does not do. In fact, that was just the 5th time all year she had tried one. Lob it in. Harkey. Miss a layup. Just seemed like she rushed it. Couldn't convert. Corner 3. That's no good. Although a weak side rebound. I'm surprised Maxwell just didn't go up with that. That was an easy layup. Passed up on that one. Friend baseline. Friend up with it. No. The follow-up. Yes, by Jane Waba. So that'll put Waba at 9 points and 6 rebounds. Not out of the possibility of her 3rd straight double-double. Picked up her 10th in her career Thursday night. Much of that in the first quarter and a half or so. 43-27 here, and there's a baseline right shot by Hollingsworth. Just her just her 4th points of the game. That was her first basket, actually. Had a couple of free throws in the first half. And overshooting Waba there. Just the unnecessary turnovers. Waves have had 13 of them. Take a look at Addie Malone. Going up here, Helena Friend, and then cleaning up is Jane Waba. 45-27. The lead has been never more than this for Gonzaga. We'll reiterate, the closest WCC game the Zags have had was last week over Pacific, 91-78. Kaylee Trong underneath. That's good. Zags looking for their 22nd consecutive victory. They took a loss in overtime at Washington State. Obviously a very good Cougar team. That was back on November 12th. And then one other loss was to Louisville, also ranked at the time on November 26th, 81-70. Since then, 21 in a row. Deep in the shot clock, Waba is way off the mark from distance. And the Waves are down by a game-high 20, and then an official shot clock violation. It'll go back to Gonzaga, and we will step aside. Zags 47, Waves 27 on ESPN+. Biggest lead of the game for the Gonzaga Bulldogs, ranked 16th in the country, 47-27. Quite a few Zag fans making the trip to Malibu. Travel well. And they are very hopeful of a deep postseason run this year. One of the best teams they've ever had, clearly, maybe the best. First time they've been 14-0. 10 years under Lisa Fortier. 5-time Coach of the Year. Straightaway three. Brenna Maxwell left by her lonesome. And their lead grows to 50-27. That means a 13-2 run spanning nearly 4 minutes. $15 for Kaylee Trong and Maxwell now. And it took 6 3-point attempts today for the Zags to make one. And all of a sudden now they've made 8 in their last 13 tries. 42% from there. Jane Waba driving to the hole. Runner no. Trying to get her own offensive rebound. Yikes. Hits the floor hard. Leaning up now. Being helped up. And hopefully she's okay. But that is obviously something you can't fool around with. Anything to do with the head. And just a hard basketball play, obviously. And just backwards on the floor. She's going to stay in. Nice to see her get up so quickly, no less. And there's Joran Ross. 50-29. A little bit of pressure, which the Zags easily clear. Hollingsworth gets it out to the left for Brenna Maxwell. We got 4 subs coming in. Next time it's dead, all for Gonzaga. Defensive foul. That is on Addie Malone. 2 on Pepperdine in the quarter. Ejim back on, as is Kaylin Trong. Also on for Gonzaga is Claire O'Connor, played 2 minutes earlier. O'Connor, a 6-foot freshman guard from Bellevue, Washington. Ejim scores, and then Destiny Burton also on for the Zags, 6-foot senior from Wichita, Kansas. Burton's usually out there 8 minutes a game as they up their biggest lead to 52-29. Addie Malone. Jane Waba. Driving Malone. Friend had a pretty good look for 3 and nails it. A little bit too late in getting over there for Gonzaga was Claire O'Connor, and Helena buried the 3, 52-32. Zags clear with a little over a second left on the 10-second clock, and there's a 3 again. This one done by Kaylin Trong. She has 3 threes, and the Zags are 9 for 20 now from distance. And I believe that matches about what they did the first time around against Pepperdine. Let's go to a player package, and it's going to be, why not, number 11 for the Zags, Kaylee Trong, who has matched the game-high 15, 6 of 11 shooting. It was her younger sister who had or her twin sister, I should say, who had the bigger game against Pep the first time around. 19. Kaylin right now is sitting with 9, along with her 4 assists. But Kaylee now with 15 points and 4 assists. Zags are 21 for 44 from the floor, 48%. And now 45% from long range, 9 of 20. Haven't been to the free throw line much. In fact, 4 of 5 early in the game. Haven't been there since. So that's one part of the game plan that worked, keeping them off the free throw line. But it certainly hasn't panned out in other areas. And, of course, the name of the game, you got to score the basketball, and one team has done that much better than the other. Jane Waba. Helena Friend. KK Brody. 5 on the timer. Put it on the deck one time, and a heap of trouble here. Throw it up wildly, not going to hit anything. And it lands in the hands of Brenna Maxwell, and into the front court goes Gonzaga. Trying to get baseline, drop it off for Ejim. Might be a held ball, tie up yet with KK Brody. Alternating arrow goes the way of Pepperdine. Joran Ross out. Maggie Vick on. So Vick, Harkey, Friend, Malone, and Jane Waba, the group. Hollingsworth out there with O'Connor. Kaylin Trong. Yvonne Ejim. And Destiny Burton. Waves with the ball, down by 23. 80 seconds to go in the third quarter. Burton strips it out of Malone's hands. Shot clock reset to 20. Gonzaga's last regular season game will be on Wednesday night at home against Portland, before taking the number 1 seed out to Las Vegas. Keep it there. And earlier this year, you hear Asher and myself talking a little bit about how the conference has shaped up. And we're trying to figure out who, if anybody, might have the best shot to beat Gonzaga in this conference. And I thought the answer was Portland. But the trends of how these games have gone, first of all, nobody has even tested this team. Gonzaga did have recently they had a deficit early in the second half, a couple of games ago. But again, nobody has come within single digits, and only one time has anybody come within 15 of number 16 Gonzaga. Burton get it to the right side, fire a 3, O'Connor misses, offensive rebound for Ejim, number 3 in the league in rebounding, gets one there. Kaylin Trong is off the mark, and Ejim comes up with another one. Might be a clock issue here. So let's see, the Zags this year, in their games against Portland, they beat the Pilots in Portland 74-53. That was the first meeting, third week of January, so that was pretty handily, and that will get them at home as the regular season finale. Just the makeup of the Pilots seemed to me the best possibility, but again, the way things have gone, everybody's got a long way to go to catch up to this program. Kaylin Trong, 3 to shoot, got it. So now the lead is built up to 25, 57-32. The shot clock is gone for the third quarter. And the Zags are almost at their season average in terms of field goal percentage, which is a top 5 national number. 5 to shoot. Left corner 3, Haley Johnson. No. With 1 out of bounds with a half a second. And probably just an inbound, and that'll be all. Zags winning the third quarter 23-11. They've won each quarter. Won the first 16-9. 18-12 in the second, and now 23-11 in the third, backed by 6 of their last 8 shooting and holding Pepperdine without a point in the final 2:40 of the third quarter. 16th ranked Zags up big as usual on ESPN+. All right, 10 minutes to go in this one. And Gonzaga in cruise control, 57-32 over Pepperdine. Darren Preston with you, and we'll go to our upcoming schedule presented by Wolfpack Wealth Management. There is 1 game left on the regular season schedule as St. Mary's rolls in. March 2nd. That's a week from today. 2 o'clock start. It'll be senior day here. And then everybody is off to Las Vegas. And the Waves will be the 9th seeded team involved in the 8-9 game. That'll be a noon start on Thursday, March 7th. The opponent, I believe, will be San Diego. As of right now, it will be. I think the Toreros kind of need a minor miracle to get out of the 8th spot. But I don't believe that has been clinched yet. Left side, Haley Johnson. She'll launch a 3, and no good. A rebound, Ejim on the strong side, and here come the Zags again with a 25-point advantage. O'Connor, a lot of Claire O'Connor type people, non-starters on the bench, getting some nice work today. Ejim no good. Kick it out. And almost another one for Kaylee Trong. That's an in and out shot and a foul underneath. Zags have used, 9 players today. They've used Little, Burton, O'Connor, and Hybens off the bench. This is Nicole Caton in the front court. Jane Waba. And that ball will easily be picked by O'Connor. Now it's a one-on-one situation, and wisely, Kaylin Trong. Reverse over her shoulder. Kaylin Trong gets it back, fires and hits. Free throw line extended there. Kaylin Trong. Put the starting 5 against anybody in the nation. There's no question. And they will gladly take that challenge and probably win it most of the time. Vic to the hole, no good. Going the other way. And Pepperdine make it Gonzaga basketball. 8:17 to go as Gonzaga ups its biggest lead to 59-32. Ball pushed ahead from the near corner. Kaylin Trong, center it, out to the left it goes. That's Esther Little. Kaylin Trong, trap baseline, and on the end line she goes. Turnovers today, Pepperdine with 14, and that right there, Gonzaga will turn it over for the 9th time. Points off turnovers, Zags +5, 16-11. Rebounding, Zags now 32-22. That was a stat that was much closer a little bit earlier on. And underneath, Jane Waba. So another double-digit game for Jane. She's got 11. Ejim changed direction, counted him 1. Her 34th consecutive double-digit game. And that right there, her 15th and 16th points. She's got a double-double, the 11th one for her. At 16 and 11. Along with 3 assists. That was the first free throw the Zags had taken in a very long time. They had been sitting at 4 for 5, now 5 for 6, and the Waves haven't been there much either, just 3 for 4 today. Waves also another game in which they are struggling from behind the arc, just 1 for 9. Overall 35% from the floor. Left side, Helena Friend. Johnson, get it to the corner for Michael Caton. 6 to shoot. Offense. Very easy call. Maggie Vick will pick up her 2nd. Johnson, Harkey, and Vick to the bench. Joran Ross on with KK Brody, along with Helena Friend, Jane Waba, and Michael Caton. 7 minutes to go in this one. The Zags are going to go to 15-0 for the first time in the conference. Try to wrap up an unbeaten season when they host Portland this coming Wednesday. Unbeaten conference season. And Maxwell will drill another three. 65-34. Gonzaga now 10 of 24 from distance. And KK Brody hits one. Snaps 9 in a row. So Thursday night was really a game of runs for Pacific that provided their comeback and the difference. They had a couple of big runs in the second half that made a difference for them, kind of offset that really remarkable first quarter the Waves had. Not really a game about runs today, right? This Gonzaga team just so steady, and it's just a little maybe 8-2 spurts that they have, or they keep you off the scoreboard for a few minutes. Case in point, the way that first half ended, both sides were just miserable from the floor the last few minutes. But if you're Gonzaga, it's almost like, so what? You got off to that 12-0 lead, and you had that at that point 34-21 advantage. And when your opponent is doing little to nothing on the offensive end of the floor, you're still in full control of the game, which they most certainly were. Another steal and another, almost an easy layup. Should have been a deuce there for Kaylee Trong as the ball rolls out of bounds. It'll stay on that end with the Zags. Addie Malone in, Michael Caton out. Inbound pass, three-pointer goes off the window and a little too strong there. But Waves having trouble grabbing possession of the basketball here off the miss by Maud Hybens. Burton off balance. No good. Tipped, and another opportunity for the Zags. Pull up, 17-footer. Maxwell no good. And Waba this time comes up with it. Waba with 11 and 9 rebounds now. So needs one more board for what would be a third consecutive double-double. And it would be her 11th in her career and her 9th of the season if she got one more rebound. 5 minutes and 24 seconds to do it. Interestingly enough, these were her exact numbers up in Spokane, 11 and 9. Today she's 5 for 14 from the floor. Burton, yeah, that's over Waba. That's a tough shot, actually, over Waba. First basket for Destiny Burton. Elena Friend thought about it and does indeed pull the trigger and hits. Elena with 8, 2 for 3 from distance. Just the second 3 for the Waves. She's got both of them. In low, Burton, great ball work all the way around for Gonzaga. Heck of a look in by Hollingsworth, and Burton back-to-back baskets. 30-point ball game, 4.5 to play. Gonzaga is, I would think, going to get a very nice seed in the NC2A tournament. You just don't know how things are going to go sometimes, being in mid-major, playing in the West Coast Conference. But they're going to go in extremely hot. If they beat Portland, they're going to get to 23 straight. And obviously, if they get through the WCC tournament without a loss, their winning streak would go to 26. And then take a look at who they've played non-conference. They've got some nice wins. Obviously, that December 3rd win over Stanford, 96-78, comes to mind. Have a win over Alabama and others. Timeout on the floor, 3:57 to go on ESPN+. 3:57 to go, and Gonzaga up 69-41 over Pepperdine. Baseline right, Kaylin Trong will inbound to Ejim. During the timeout, had a chance to check out some bracketology. Hollingsworth misses a three. Right now, Gonzaga, and this seems about right, they are projected, according to the latest ESPN bracketology, as a 4 seed in the NC2A tournament. A chance of hosting up there in Spokane, and this is obviously assuming they get through without a loss in the WCC tournament. Getting in as an AQ, of course. Projected as a 4. Ejim all by herself. Heck of a look in from Kaylin Trong, 71-41. And one of the teams they lost to, one of their 2 losses, the Washington State, the Cougars are actually projected as being one of the first 4 teams out. Olin trapped in the corner, and that is out. 2:52 to go. Burton is back on. Maud Hyben's also back on for Gonzaga, who lead it by 30. 2:52 on the clock. Again, a 7 o'clock start tonight in men's volleyball. We'll be back with you for that. Pepperdine and Stanford. Conference showdown there with 1 to shoot. Underhanded roll does not go for Malone. Zags back the other way. Right side 3, O'Connor, wow, knocks another one down. And Zags, who are the best 3-point shooting team in the West Coast Conference, and they have only gotten better and better as this game has progressed. Now just under 40% for the game. That's their season average, 40%. About an 18-footer there, does not go for Ross. A foul will be called with 2:09 on the clock.
Something for the Waves, number 31, Andy Harkey, and number 32, Matt Pitt.
And Gonzaga also has a win over California this year in overtime. Beat them on December the 7th. And the Bears right now are also projected to be somewhat on the bubble. Try to get on the NC2A tournament. They're listed as one of the next 4 teams out behind Wazoo. So still a lot of the basketball to be played in these conference tournaments at the end of the regular season. Again, Pepperdine will likely draw San Diego in the first round, very first game to open up the WCC tournament on Thursday, March 7th out in Vegas, a noon start. And that, of course, the lone team Pepperdine has beaten this year in the conference. They went 1-1 with the Toreros. This today will be the 14th straight loss since that January 4th victory. A game that was won in the final 30 seconds by 1 point. Minute 12 to go. Kaylin Trong. Bullet pass to Burton. Waba defending from behind Vic. Might have gotten the foul. Exactly a minute to go. Waves getting outscored here in the fourth, 17-9. 3 on Vic. All but Hollingsworth in double digits today in terms of Gonzaga's starting lineup. All 5 are double-digit scorers on the season. Hollingsworth at 10.2 a game. Today sitting with just the 1 basket and 4 points, but they have certainly made up for that with some of the other starters, and they've gotten some pretty good bench play. Burton here with split those 2 free throws. She has 5 off the bench. And Maxwell with 18, Ejim with 17. The Trong sisters have combined for 28 and 6 threes. Haley Johnson no good. Big side rebound, Harkey. And a foul with 41.2. Waves will get it back. Waves have not scored in the last 340. 35% shooting today to Gonzaga's 45%. Gonzaga ended up plus 15 on the boards to this point. Three-pointer no by Malone. About a 6.5-second difference, game clock, shot clock. And no look pass there from Kaylin. It results in a turnover. Wanted Destiny Burton, but not quite on the same page there. Probably the final Zag possession of the game. 16 seconds to go. See, I'll try to get a final bucket here for Pepperdine, who has been held to 41 points today. 8 seconds to go. Lob it to the hole, no good. Ball's loose at the end line, will go Gonzaga's way. And all they have to do is inbound it to get win number 22 in a row. And that they do. And that will do it. Gonzaga ranked 16th in the country. Got out to a 12-0 lead in the first 5 minutes and 18 seconds. They were never caught. Waves did bring it to within 4 at 18-14, but didn't get any better from there. Got out of the first quarter down 16-9, halftime score 34-21. I thought that was the biggest opportunity of the game, the final 3.5 or so of the second quarter, when the Zags were ice cold. By far their worst part offensively today, but the thing was, as cold as Gonzaga was on one end, it was that much cooler on the other for the Waves. And then it got worse in the second half. They built a 13-point lead into eventually a 25-point lead after 3. Gonzaga's biggest lead is right now the final score of 75-41. The Zags end up shooting 48.5%, just under their season average. They had 18 for Maxwell, 17 from Ejim, along with 11 boards, another double-double, 13 for Kaylee Trong. 15 for Kaylee Trong, I should say, 13 for Kaylin Trong. And then Jane Waba ends up with that double-double, her third consecutive one, 13 points and 10 rebounds for her. The Wave shot 34% on the day. All right, so that'll about do it for us for Game On Entertainment. My name is Darren Preston. The Waves go to 5-23, 1-14 in the conference. We'll next talk to you on Saturday, 1 week from today at 2 o'clock. It'll be senior day here against the Gales from St. Mary's. Gonzaga will finish their regular season against Portland on Wednesday night as they win their 22nd consecutive game to go to 28-2 and still perfect in the WCC at 15-0. Final score once again from Firestone Fieldhouse. Number 16 Gonzaga, 75, Pepperdine 41. This has been Waves Basketball on ESPN+.